Great.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery. We are here on Monday morning, August 8th, 2022. And the purpose is to get together with our distribution partners on a daily basis, Mondays through Fridays, and support, talk strategies, tips, share success stories, and such. Today's goal is to go through Schedule B of the white label license agreement. Schedule B is optional if you would like to have it added, assuming that you're a white label partner. And what it does is it articulates and defines how you make money as a white label partner off of the new SBA Express program. So we sent this as a screenshot out to all of our white label partners over the weekend. And now let's go through it. If you'd like to have Schedule B added to your white label license agreement, then just email us, let us know, and we'll send it over in a Adobe electronic signature format. So again, if you're a white label partner, this makes sense. If you're not, then it probably doesn't. But as a white label partner, we have an executed agreement. There's already a Schedule A. Schedule A defines compensation for the normal access to capital clients. Therefore, we needed to add Schedule B for the SBA Express program. So again, this is literally Schedule B. So reading verbatim, the Schedule B to the white label license agreement serves as an addendum to the originally executed document to outline the compensation model between licensor, us, and licensee, you, for client referrals into the SBA Express program. The SBA Express program was designed with the anticipation that you, the white label partner, the licensor, can earn around $10,000 per referred client. We're going to, again, go through the breakdown of that to help you understand how you make money and the fact that you get to choose how much money that you want to make. As we've stated before, and this is a great benefit, anyone that you enroll in the SBA Express program does count towards the enrollment numbers referenced in the license agreement. So what does that mean? What that means is that as a white label partner, what we know is you're committed. And we love working with referral partners too, so there's nothing against them. But as a white label partner, we love working with you the most because you're that committed group. You're the group that's come in and said, that you're going to be active. You're not going to dabble. You're going to be professionals. You're going to generate some material volume. We're going to help at least 8 clients a month. Well, originally that was defined off of access to capital. Now the point is that these count as well. Of course, we've had separate training in this. It deserves a lot more than just a couple bullets, but just a real quick recap. The SBA Express program is hot. We're having massive enrollments in that program. So it's a great opportunity for you to help people and make good money. The value proposition to the participant, the client, the small business owner, is that it's an SBA guaranteed loan up to $150,000. Funding is fast, approvals fast. There's no risk to the participant. You can be a brand new pre-revenue startup and still qualify. And the credit requirements are very, very low. And as I mentioned before, you as a white label partner, you determine how much you get paid. It is your call. So let's talk about payment. So what we know is the portion that you're paying to us, and then it's up to you what you want to charge the client. And we've already provided you an editable agreement that I think all of you have already reviewed, modified, but you can modify it for this purpose, of course. But the point, bullet 1, you set whatever fees you want for the clients, and we'll talk more about that and best practices in a second, from what you, the licensee, pays us, the licensor. Super simple, very attractive. You'll pay us the $4.99 when you submit each client, and then after the client is funded, you pay us the other $500. So you're paying us $9.99. Everything else is your profit. You might say, well, what is everything else? Well, in the SBA Express program, we are not charging a performance fee, not 1%, not 2%, not 10%, no percent. That leaves complete flexibility to each of you that are white label partner to charge your clients whatever performance fees that you want. You could charge them also none, you could charge them a little, you could charge them a lot. That is up to you. That is not shared 50-50 with us like in the access to capital. That's pure profit for you. And furthermore, if you wanted to add to this basic pricing, you can, and that would be additional profit for you as well. You control the client pricing. So what are the responsibilities of you, the white label partner, the licensee? Real simple. You're going to submit the $4.99 to us for each client that you refer in. And this is collected. This is a document preparation fee. We have our business paralegals that are developing the loan package. So is this an advance fee loan? Absolutely not. What we're doing, which the regulators don't like, what we're doing is building out the loan package. And just like if you went to your accountant or went to your attorney, it's not unusual to pay a retainer or a deposit to them for them to engage in working with you. Same concept for professional services. We will take responsibility for working with the client to complete the loan package. It is not your responsibility. Now, if you want to do it, you can, but it's not your burden. I know that many of you are very, very talented. We got Tony on here. He's awesome. Pauline, Lon, a number of you are incredible. However, just keep in mind, you may or may not have the education, the experience, and the background to advise people in developing the SBA loan package. So our proposition is we'll provide a business paralegal to do that. That's part of our service to you, thus to the client. So responsibilities of the white label partner licensee as part of Schedule B is once you've enrolled a client, you pay us half up front, the other half not until after they're funded. Now, I know some of you, I've seen it, you're collecting the full $9.99 from them up front, and then that's $500 free cash flow to you on the front end because you don't owe it to us until after the client's funded. That's up to you, right? It's completely up to you how you, that's the point of being a white label partner, right? You go out under your branding, under your umbrella, you charge clients whatever you want. That is up to you. All right, so we covered responsibilities. Now, these implementation steps, we went through training last week. We'll go through these. This is what's recommended. It is not required. That's why it's in bold and all caps letter. This is not what's required. I guess what's required is if you want to run someone through the SBA Express, these two bullets are required. Here, we're showing you the recommended implementation steps. So if you have questions, let me know, and let's go through it. So what we recommend, not required, what we recommend is to work with Scott, our Chief Marketing Officer, and he will set up a landing page for you specifically for this campaign. And it'll look similar to the content. You'll have your own URL, of course, it won't be this URL. But what we've learned, and you can take it with a grain of salt if you want, but in general, if you have a different landing page for each campaign, you'll tend to have the highest number of enrollments and conversions. So you'll have a unique link. You won't have to worry about filling out referred by. It's your page, it's your link. The way Scott will set it up, and again, you can do this yourself or you can skip it as I've disclosed, but what he'll set up is an initial lead capture page. And so that would just collect the person's name, email, and phone. And then they'll hit the button and it'll take them to your online terms and conditions. So that's whatever agreement you want them to agree to. And what we know is online terms and conditions have a very high enrollment, very high conversion rate. So that would work to your benefit to get maximum enrollment. Now, could someone fill out the lead capture page and then they don't fill out the online terms and conditions? Well, they could. And we're going to talk about the automation that Scott has built to improve conversions off of that. But at least if you have this, you know who they are. So what Scott will build in, or if you don't want to use Scott, do it yourself, is automation. So in other words, those people that do fill out the lead capture page, or maybe you just have a list that you want to plug into, then it will follow up with them. It'll use what's called drip marketing. So different educational messages, drip, 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 and that can be set up via text and or email. That's the key to high level of conversions. You've heard me say this ad nauseum. Scott, our chief marketing officer, last year put together a landing page similar to this for one of our distribution partners. Jeff did this, and in 1 month, Jeff had over 400 enrollments. Now, we're not talking about leads. He had a lot more than that. He had about 850 leads, but he literally had 400 people that enrolled by using this type of system. So do you have to use this type of system? Of course not. It's up to you. You do whatever it works. You're bringing the expertise of getting community awareness. So that's why you, Bernard, and you, Brett, and you, Bruce, and Charles, and Charlotta, and Donald, and Frankie, and Jam, and Jeanette, and Lon, and Pauline, Shondell, Tony, Veronica, and 201 others of you. That's what you bring to the table, is creating community awareness. That's how you're monetizing this relationship, because frankly, we're doing all the rest of the work. It's up to you how you want to get the word out. Okay, so if we have Scott develop the landing page as I've described, then if you don't have leads, and some of you have a steady flow, I need to give a shout out to one of our white label partners. She is new, Miss Mason, and she has submitted over 30 deals this month, 30 deals. In the month of August, she submitted. So, some of you have an internal pool of prospects because of what you do or who you are. Some of you are attorneys, some of you are accountants, some of you are insurance agents, and so forth. But if you don't have leads, then you can go get free leads. And what we'd recommend is targeting newly formed LLCs, C Corps, S Corps, and even DBAs. And you can go to dataaxlegenie.com, register, and you can get 150 of these free right now to get started on. Then you could dump them in to the lead capture page. And then if you're using this system, then it'll follow up with them to prompt them via text and emails to accept the terms and conditions. And then bam, you've got a client. Scott, our chief marketing officer, will even upload that list for you to make it real simple. All right. And then let's see. So with that, then they'll get the automation of texts and emails. Clients will agree to the terms and conditions. And so now they're your client. Again, whatever they're promising to pay is based on what you put in the terms and conditions. Scott will build it the way you want it, but then you'll go ahead and collect at least the $4.99, because we know that that's what you owe us for us to pay the paralegals to go build the SBA loan package out. Again, you can mark that up if you want. That is up to you. You're the CEO of your business, right? We'll take care of all the mentoring, client support. Now, some of you, like Bruce, likes to do it himself. And if that's what you want to do, then you do it. But this is not meant to be a burden on you to have to do the work. Because the truth is, we need to generate a high level of professionalism and competence in implementing this. And so many of you are capable of that. Take Joseph. He's a freaking machine. He knows twice what I know. So he could do this all day long. But some of you are less confident or competent in doing this. And so we encourage you to allow us to provide the mentoring and client support for this process. That's our offer to you. But ultimately, then we'll get the package put together. The client goes to funding, and then you invoice them for your performance fee. How much is the performance fee? I have no freaking idea, right? Because we've talked about that. You're controlling the pricing, right? We've said that before. You're controlling the pricing. I see a number of you going at 10%. Joseph, are you still doing 15%? If you can respond back in the chat, the Q&A, Joseph. But it's up to you what you want the performance fee to be. If you want to give it away, give it away. It's up to you. All right, so let's open it up for questions, comments, concerns. We do that through the question and answer box of Zoom. It's kind of like a chat box. So to recap, and then go ahead and type in your questions if you will. What we've gone through today is Schedule B to the white label license agreement. If you're not a white label partner and you want to be, let us know and we can plug you in and you can be one. If you are one and you want to represent the SBA Express program, we need to get a Schedule B set up. You can see it doesn't cost anything. There's no fine print. There's nothing objectionable. But the existing Schedule A is specific to access to capital. So our compliance team told us to came back to us and told us we need to get a Schedule B on file for any of you that are wanting to do this to help clients with the SBA Express program. All right, so questions, comments, concerns. Who has any? Bernard, Brett, Bruce, Charles, Donald, Frankie. As you're pondering, if you have any questions, which you can type into the Q&A, I'd love to hear what your projection is for the number of SBA Express enrollments this week, for this coming week. So as of our recording, it's Monday morning, the 8th. So Bernard, how many do you think that you'll create this week? Brett, how many this week? So looking for feedback. You don't want to just hop on here and be a bump on the log. We want your feedback, your interaction. I'm not going to call anyone out. I'm just curious. Shondel's looking at 4. Great. Bruce, what are you looking at? I think you had 3 or 4 you were expecting last week. We didn't see. Are those coming through this week, Bruce? Charles, how does this look for you? Donald, welcome to the call. What are you expecting for this week? Again, how much do you make from it? It's up to you. If you build a 10% performance fee, and if we just round off and say that the client will get 100,000, they could get more or less, then of course that's where the anticipation of 10,000 comes in. But it's a mathematical formula. So we're not selling you some business opportunity or franchise. This is certainly not Ponzi, not MLM, not network marketing. You pay nothing up front to be a white label partner, and you go out to the marketplace under your branding and you control the price. All right, so Samuel's asking my recommendation of pricing. So here's what I would do if I were you, but it's up to you. You do what you want, and each of you have your own style. I would keep the upfront burden very low to the client. So I would, if I were you and a white label partner, I wouldn't add to the upfront. Keep it as easy as possible. But I would certainly add a performance fee, and I think the 10% performance fee on the back end is pretty common. And so the agreement that you have, which either can be set up directly between you and them, or you can get Scott to put everything together online. It doesn't matter to me how you want to implement, but then you want to be, you always want to have a written agreement with the client. So you can say that you are their capital consultant or their advisor or whatever term you want, and that you're going to help them get funding. And there's going to be a performance fee attached. Now remember, we've already given you the agreement in editable format if you're a white label partner that you can go in and edit to match what we're talking about. So you do not have to recreate it from scratch. All right, let's see. So we've got a variety of feedback. We've got some of you looking for 1 to 3 this week, which is fine. Some more 4 to 5. And again, it doesn't matter to me. You're literally positioned to earn as much as you want, but you'll be paid exactly what you're worth, right? So based upon the number of people that you enroll as a white label partner into this capital raise program, the 2 key variables are how active are you, because there's no shortage of interest and demand from the clients. And then secondly, what do you want to set your fee schedule at? Same as if you and I went and opened a pizza shop, right? How many pizzas do we want to sell? And what are we going to sell each pizza for? So you're in control. The nice thing is that there's an immense pent-up need and demand. If you don't have your own referral prospect relationships, then we've shown you exactly where you can go get your first 150 for free. Now, there's many other ways. We've talked about other strategies of generating leads, but here we wanted to keep it just as simple as possible. All right, so rather than belaboring the point, does anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns on Schedule B regarding how you make money, how it works, etc.? Anyone have any questions? And thank you, Frankie, for your feedback. And I failed to put on here, and I don't know why, but if you need to reach out to Scott to get this set up. Now, you know, he's going to charge you for this, right? Businesses charge for their services. So Scott will charge you something to set this up. How much is based on you and him. What all functionality do you want? How fancy do you want it? So I can't just say, oh, it's going to be $74. I don't know what it's going to be. You got to get with Scott. But if you want to get with Scott, Scott at smartmoneyalliance.org. Scott, SCOTT, at smartmoneyalliance.org. And if for some reason you can't remember that, just email me and I'll send you Scott's email. But he'll work with you directly. He's a great guy. He's credible. He's honest. He's experienced. He's knowledgeable. He doesn't act like a salesman. He's not going to pitch you on something. He's like a technical expert that reminds me of like a grown-up Boy Scout. And so you can work with him. He'll get you the pricing on that package. And if you want to do that, do it. If you don't want to do it, I don't care, right? It's just going to help you make more money, because when you have online terms and conditions, when you have automation for those that don't convert through text and emails, there's just no question that that is a great funnel system that's going to generate the ultimate amount of conversions. But that's up to you. That's why this is optional. The basics is real simple. If you want to make money, go enroll people. You control the fee schedule. You pay us our portion up front. We'll do all the work. Pay us our back end afterwards, and you keep the entire amount of the performance fee. You can set the performance fee as a little or a lot. That is up to you. All right, so Pauline asked if this is considered a referral when submitted through your landing page. Okay, so Pauline brings up a good point that may not be clear, and I wasn't trying to avoid it. So if you set up a landing page, rather you use Scott or a consultant with Deloitte or wherever you want, but you have a landing page. That is your landing page. That's not feeding to us. That's your landing page, right? So it's your URL, you're notified. That's your system because you're a white label partner. So you could have 1 million people go to your white label partner landing page, regardless if Scott created it or you had it created by Deloitte or anyone else. That does not plug them into us. That plugs them into you. So you would still need, and this is where Pauline's question is, to take the second step, which is once you have a client, you need to collect from them whatever you want up front. We know it probably should be at least the $4.99 document processing fee, because that's what you're going to submit on to us. But once you have them under contract, however you're going to do it, and once you've collected the money, then we get involved. But no, we don't get a feed. So it's frankly your data. So again, if you have a bunch of people sign up on your landing page, those are your leads. We don't know who they are. No one else knows who they are. That they're your proprietary leads. Okay, any other questions on this? So the SBA Express program, we've had 3 or 4 other trainings where we went into details and built up the value proposition. It is awesome. Our goal today wasn't to rehash from beginning to end everything good about the SBA Express program. It's awesome. It's great. It's exactly as advertised. And then, and just to clarify, so when we make statements, we're not making some marketing statements that's going to put you or I at liability or risk. So when we say funding as little as 10 days, that's because that's what the bank says and that's what the bank does. We don't say quick approvals because you and I just want people to like us and enroll. That's what the bank says, and that's what the bank does, typically same day. So the nice thing is this is through our partnership with a federally chartered bank. This is the real deal. I'll have people every once in a while say, well, that can't be true. You can't get funding in as little as 10 days. And you know what you and I are thinking. Well, you're a dumbass, right? You don't know. People often don't know what they don't know, or they have misinformation and they just want to go try to pop your and my bubble. But it's bullshit. I mean, this is true. This is factual. We wouldn't put it in writing. We wouldn't record this and put it up on our YouTube channel for the world to see if it weren't true. That would be like a death sentence. That's an exaggeration, but it would be crazy for us to go say things that's not true, because people would find out and people would hold us accountable. So yes, funding is as little as 10, technically it's business days, granted. Yes, they do typically make approval same day. Yes, it takes only a 165 to get approved for an SBA loan. Yes, startups, even pre-revenue companies, can get a SBA loan. And of course, we put everything in writing. All right, so any questions or comments on this? I mean, it's up to you. You can look at your personal financial situation and say, hey, I'm making as much money as I want. I've got my private jet. I've got my Lamborghini. I don't need to make any more money. Or you could say, you know what? This sounds like a really good idea. I could go help people, help them solve their problems, and I could make an adult earned income on a very part-time basis. I mean, it's up to you. It's up to you. I don't care. Right? We're growing quickly. We're helping lots of people. Right now, we're working 7 days a week just to keep up with the volume, which is our pleasure to do so. But it's up to you how much you want to be involved. Joseph is funny. Again, he's on here and he's one of our top producers. And Joseph is a little bit more curt, a little bit more direct. And his expression is, and I feel uncomfortable saying it, Joseph, forgive me for saying this, but what Joseph likes to say, if you don't have the money, take your broke ass home, quote unquote, Joseph. So, you know, some people are needing cash flow. This is a great way to go generate cash flow. You could have people that say, well, I don't want to do this. I have some other dream or vision. Well, then great, go implement your dream or vision. And they might come back and say, well, I don't have enough money to create that dream or vision. Well, then here's an option. Some people just want debt, right? First, some people want grants. I just want that $150,000 grant. And you know what you and I are thinking? Good fucking luck, right? Where are you going to go find a grant for a for-profit business of any measurable amount? If your capital raise plan is to go get free money to start or grow a business, good luck, right? That's not the way the world works normally. Are there some exceptions? Maybe, but that's not the way it works. The second group of people you'll have is like, I just want to borrow money. I just want to borrow my way out of it. Well, I mean, you've got to have cash flow. Remember the 3 C's that you and I go teach on: credit, capacity, which is also called cash flow, and collateral. It is tough to go borrow large amounts of money when you can't show that you can afford to pay it back, right? And so this could be a strategy that some people use just to generate some cash flow to get their business up and running. All right, so with that, let's see, Shondell has one last question. So yes, Shondell, when we're going through this, we are helping clients build up their business credit because we want to make sure that they meet the 165 FICO. There's no charge. We don't charge them for helping them build their business credit profile. We use an award-winning curriculum developed by the FDIC, promoted by the SBA. And on pages 27, 28, and 29 of that manual is where we help the client identify their business credit scores and if their profile is ready to add trade lines. And if they are, then we start helping them add trade lines. So we will help them do that as they go through the process. What I don't want to leave you with, Shondell or anyone else, is thinking, oh, I need to go filter out people because if they don't have a 165 FICO, then they shouldn't participate in this program. Well, that's horrible to think that. We can help anyone get to a 165. So as they go through it, we're going to either identify they're already there, great, let's move forward, or if not, let's fix it, right? Because the world doesn't need another loan broker. No offense to those of you that are loan brokers, but what you and I are, we're technical advisors. We move them from where they're at, meaning clients, where they're at, to where they need to be to get approved. And so if someone comes in and they're at a 163 FICO or a 153, or they don't even know what the hell their FICO is, that's fine. That's not a problem. That's what we're here to do. We're here to solve problems. That's like, well, I would never go to the doctor if I didn't know my diagnosis. Well, sometimes you don't know your diagnosis. You go into the doctor and he or she uses their skill set and experience and tests and assessments to figure out what your diagnosis is. It's just fine for people to not know where they're at, because either we'll find out and either they're ready to go or we'll fix it. Right? That's what we do. You and I fix problems. We solve problems. Dan is on the call. Dan is one of our top producers. I spent time talking to Dan, I think it was on Friday of last week. Some of you just get it. You know, those of you like Frankie and like Dan and like Joseph, and I want to give credit to everyone, of course, and like Tony. But some people just don't get it. And so we'll never be successful putting a square peg in a round round hole. So if you are good at taking a message out, solving problems, driving people into your landing page, and we'll do the technical work on the back end. You can help a lot of people and earn an adult income. All right. Thanks, everyone. Sorry I ran long. We'll see you back tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Have a great day. Bye.